Good morning po, Architect. Sorry
Hi,
po.
how's everyone?
How's everyone? I'm good po, Architect. Sorry for my
Hold on,
technical
make it
difficulties po.
full. That's okay. Okay, so you guys are from Pangasinan State University, correct?
Yes po, architect.
Okay. Anong year na kayo?
Fourth year.
14.
Fourth year. I see. Okay, I understand. Medyo late na dyan. I apologize kasi yung oras natin is different. But we can start anytime if you guys are comfortable doing that.
Yes po, architect.
week an email from the governing bodies na nagbigay ng mga lisensya namin, na natatanggalan ng lisensya here. And they tell absolutely all the members which people got their licenses revoked because they did not follow the rules. Sometimes kasi most architects, they just sign drawings and then they're like, yeah, you know what, just give me the money, I'll sign the drawings. You can't do that, because how are you going to expect for your project to go well kung hindi ka man lang nag-visit ng site, not even once? You didn't see the site, you didn't check the drawings. If something happens on the building, you're going to be responsible. What are you going to say if, say, yung fire code was not followed? You just signed it. I've seen a lot of that happening in the Philippines, versus here. Maybe may mga nakakalusot, but they try harder to enforce the rules. But at the same time, I love working in the Philippines. I think it's also mainly because I am a Filipino and I am very proud to be one. Um, Although I don't think anyone would hire me over there anymore because I am considered pero the standards are the same. They vary slightly because there's areas here na mas prone to earthquake. So they added some pages to that. And I feel like I needed to learn more when I came here. Because to give you an idea, the building code here is like 2 binders this thick for this province. So you can just imagine reading that. Although the Philippine one is straightforward. I like that. Yung building code dito is going back and forth. It's a lot of flipping back and forth. I hated that. So also, as you know, the weather is different. So tropical design is different than winter or for North American design. So it like we always design in the Philippines saying, have more windows facing east, keep them open all the time to, for free flow of air. But then you come here, you can't do that in the winter time. It gets really cold. So there's a fine line about adding enough window that opens and keeps you warm in the winter, and keeps you cool enough in the summer times because it gets hot here too. And when you're here, you're designing not for only one culture, it's multicultural. So if you can think about Canada is a melting pot of all nations. We have East Indians here. There's Chinese, there's Koreans, Filipinos like me. There's Caucasians, and there's the native, uh, which I think sa Philippines we call those the ayetas or the katutubo. So when you come to Canada, you have to think about all those things because you need to be inclusive. That is one thing that they always tell people here. You need to be inclusive. All buildings, especially the place that I work for now, they value the First Nations, yung mga katutubo nila. They include the art that represents the First Nation. They call them the First Nation here, and also I find they try to be inclusive, not only racial, but the LGBTQ. The transgenders and all that, meaning it expands it a little bit more. And now you add in your sustainability. So in here, we have employees that solely work for sustainability and how we can maintain a lead gold or lead silver sustainability in all our buildings. It was a great change, but I'm not saying it's hard because I was able to do it. If I was able to do it, anyone else can do it. It's just that the tenacity and how bad do you want it, and you have to have an open mind.
So thank you for that again po, architect. Next question po is almost identical to the previous one. So how do cultural, social, and environmental contexts influence your design approach in different countries? And can we just ask for your additional insights po about this matter?
Yeah. So when I say, so I did mention climate, um, it's I guess because I talked more about this also in the previous question. I could just dig deeper into it. When I say climate, change, like designing for a colder weather is different. Not even Baguio. It's colder here. Also, there's the ocean breeze. So it's not only in your layout on your design, it's also in the way you detail your walls and your roof. So the exterior shell of your building. They use more of gypsum boards here instead of the usual hollow blocks and concrete that we do. It's mainly because when you use concrete, it gets cold. There's nothing stopping your cold from getting inside your building. So it's more of, your exterior shell finish, you have your insulation, you have your steel studs, and you have your gypsum board to finish inside. Although I'm not a big fan of gypsum board because pag na-hit mo yan, it dents. But I wish they can find better solutions to that. However, sa Philippines, I feel like the structures are stronger because they're made of concrete, most of them, right? They can withstand years of service to someone and still look great. Whereas here, because of the finishes, the choices of finishes, I don't feel they last as long as the buildings in the Philippines. Um, for as long as they were built to specifications, I would prefer buildings in the Philippines more than here. And also, um, regards to diversity and inclusivity, it's not rare to see mosques being built outside, uh, in the proximity in Canada, especially in BC. So if anyone decides to come here, they should also expose themselves to international design. So you're not only designing for Canadians, you're designing for everyone else who comes here and decides to live here.
So last question po for this set of questions is what can you share? What what significant project can you share with us po that you worked on internationally and what is your role in it?
Ah, I think I prematurely mentioned this to you earlier. So, the one that I'm really proud of, I was one of the designers. With bigger and more prestigious projects, there's more than one designer and a single, firm owner. So I used to work at Dialogue Architecture, and I worked on the Royal Alberta Museum. I'm one of the designers over there. And then I also did, so I'm designer and technical detailing uh, is what I did on that project. And then I also worked on the Rogers Arena in Edmonton. That's a really nice one. You should look into it. Although, I mean, it's a collaboration between many architects, mainly because it's such a huge project. I was one of the designers as well and one of the technical architects. And then as I moved on, I wanted to do more management roles. I built a lot of schools for Edmonton Catholic schools. One of them is the Divine Mercy Elementary School. And then there's a lot of smaller ones. I'll just pick and choose my favorites. When I came here in BC, they're still building it. Guildford Secondary School. So I'm a project manager for that. And then now in here, we are designing. So you have to understand when you become a project manager, you hire architects to work for you. So I have since transitioned to that because I do not no longer like the late nights. My body just can't do it anymore. So I transitioned to that. I hire architects, and we're working on an academic building, which will be built in Chilliwack, hopefully within the next year or two.
Um, Thank you, the very insightful. Moving on, let's explore the technical standard of the professional aspect of practicing architecture internationally. And what are the key difference building codes regulation professional standard across the regions you have worked in? But mom, you tackled a lot po kanina for the national na
Yeah.
very in yes po. But now let's move forward to the another questions po mom. How do you licensing accreditation of reciprocity agreements affect your ability to practice abroad?
Yes. There's many ways. If for some reason you want to do it like me, you graduated and you would like to move to Canada, uh, what I did I feel mas nahirapan akong kumuha ng credentials ko sa Philippines than the stuff I did here. It's mainly because via email, I would email my school and ask for my transcript and the calendar, basically a summary of the courses that I took and the units. It took me like 2 years to get that in place. And I had to go fly to the Philippines, personally meet someone, and then from there, and they understood what I needed. From there, you just have to make sure you have money because you get your credentials assessed through CACB, and then once it comes, you can automatically join a governing body and become an intern architect because you are a graduate of the Philippines and you took the course, and Canada is now saying, yes, we have looked into your transcript, we have looked into your the projects that you worked on. Here you go. Here's your, certification. You can join any architectural governing body that you would like. So it's per province then. It's not one thing for the entire Canada. So when I lived in Alberta, I joined Alberta Association of Architects. And I'm here in BC. I am with AIBC, Architecture Institute of British Columbia. Although you can transfer naman, you just have to talk to the offices. So where was I? Okay, so once CACB says you're good, so I joined Alberta Association of Architects. I paid the fee. I looked for a job as an intern architect. Um, may bayad, the entire internship. I interned for 2 years uh, because mm, there's a minimum learning requirement that you need to do before you can challenge the exam. So I interned for 2 years and then nag-exam ako and then I passed the exam the following year and became a registered architect sa Alberta. And if you're wondering kung halimbawa say architect ka na sa Philippines, registered ka na through um, I forgot. Ano ba yung yung ano natin yung um membership sa Philippines?
Sorry, ma'am. You up one. United of Architects
UAP. Yes,
Association.
UAP. Yeah, yeah. So if you're a member of the UAP, you have to have at least 10 years experience. Yes. And then you can come here, the assess, and then you can practice. But for me, because wala akong experience sa Philippines, I just did the internship. Okay lang kasi may sweldo naman. Didn't bother me. So it wasn't so hard. You just need patience and money to get everything assessed.
Thank you po, Architect. Since
Sure.
this next questions po is nasagot na din po. And thank you for your experience to coordinating po. Yes.
Yeah. I can say something else here. Coordinating with international teams. So in coordinating with international teams, with this one, some uh, an experience I can share. Nung bagong dating ako, I felt very small. I felt like I am not educated enough. I felt like uh, I was less of a person because they're Caucasians, because I'm just a Filipino. But then naisip ko, you know, people can smell fear, regardless kung Filipino ka, kapwa Pilipino mo, or any other international teams, they can smell fear. And if you evoke fear, they feel they're above you, right? So it's not like, it's not about the school. It's not like you came from a prestigious school. It's about you being a person. And if you own what you have, you will be able to coordinate kahit anong lahi pa yan. It doesn't matter. So they say sometimes fake it until you make it. Sometimes there's a truth to that. Huwag ka lang masyadong papahalata because everybody does it. Do you think everyone knows what they're doing right away? No. Kahit na gaano pa sila katagal sa industry, there is always something new that they will learn. And if you own who you are and you believe in yourself, you will be able to coordinate and manage kahit sino pa yan.
So thank you so much po ulit, Architect. Unfortunately, meron pong remaining 10 minutes for this Google Meet link. So,
It's
mag-send na
okay.
lang po
I
kami
can
ng,
extend. I
yeah.
can extend. It's fine.
We'll
can give
send
you
you
another 30
another
minutes.
link na lang po, ma'am.
Oh, really?
Yes
This
po.
one ends?
Yes po.
Oh, okay.
Um, we'll end this meet po, tas send na lang po kami ulit ng another link for
Sure.
refreshment.
Okay
That's
then.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
Thank you so much po.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I got molded as well. And that is the norm to me. And in a way, it didn't change me, it's just how it was for me. And it's not about aesthetics. But also functionality. And I did mention earlier yung inclusivity, right? And cultural sensitivity. That's major thing kasi dito, they have, not only do they have a lot of different races, that also comes with different religions, and also different beliefs, and you need to cater to all of that. And so with that in mind, because napakaraming tao na I have to design for, I became more focused on creating spaces that are meaningful, practical, na hindi masyadong focused towards Muslim religion, not focused more towards Catholic religion, or not focused towards LGBTQ. Like, it's not for female, it's just designing something that is neutral, practical, and responsive to the diverse community that I have to design for. I feel like it's no longer optional now. I can see even Philippines, I've heard people na they work on companies that only focus on sustainability, and that's amazing. With the things that are happening on our community on earth right now, I feel like it's not something that it's not optional. It's an essential now. We as architects, you guys are going to be architects too very soon. We have the responsibility na to design spaces to reduce environmental impact. Kasi it's been years na neglect siya. And I feel because we leave footprints everywhere we go, and also we are able to say design something. We have that capacity to make an impact. And na para yung mga future generations, yung mga anak ninyo, yung mga apo ninyo, they can have healthier communities too. As architects, like, we create landmarks, we create beautiful buildings, and I feel na long-term planning should be included in there too. This is why we hire in our office right now, we hire um a group of sustainability focused people. I think there's five of them. Meron silang isang director. And we have quite a few outside our main office as well. I do believe na as architects, and the future architects, like you guys, should prioritize energy efficiency, resilience, and responsible material choice of material in every project. If we don't practice this now, then walang matututunan sa atin ng mga future generation na, okay, what were they doing before? They weren't preparing for us, you know? So I feel it's no longer an option. It's a must. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a very Canada is a very good example. I mentioned before. Canada is a melting pot of many nations and many cultures, and I believe architecture should respect local culture, environment, community context as well. Even in modern designs, I think there should be an understanding of local traditions, just like here. I feel Philippines should embrace that a little bit more as well. I did mention earlier, when we design buildings, we try to integrate First Nations design. Sometimes we hire artists that are First Nations talaga, and they do the art on our buildings, like, murals and such. And I feel cultural sensitivity creates spaces that feel authentic and meaningful rather than generic. And I feel kapag sensitive ka about culture, you make the building inviting to whomever you're designing for. I can say, nung nagtatrabaho ako sa mga private firms, they're they're more on Revit. Madalang lang ang gumagamit ng CAD pag architecture, ha. Pag yung mga electrical, mechanical, sometimes they still use CAD, pero majority, like 90% ng mga firms dito, they like Revit. With regards to AI, this is very recent, and I use AI to, like, when I have a lengthy report that I have to review from someone, like, say an architect submitted a review, a report about their proposal. I sometimes use AI to summarize, and I also sometimes use AI to keep track of my schedule. Because once you become an architect, and especially for me, I'm a project manager. So I have three coordinators that work with me, and we hire quite a few architectural firms to work with us on our projects. I need something to help me with my schedule, and for other things like BIM, well, Revit is BIM. Um, yeah, I feel yung CAD kasi it takes a little longer for someone to understand kung ang kausap mo ay client. Like halimbawa, architect ka, ano, tapos yung client mo is that doesn't know anything about reading floor plans. Eh, it helps when you have Revit kasi you can always click a button and it shows you the 3D. It takes a lot of work to work on Revit, but it's worth it because it can be used to see if there's any clash between models. Like, say you have a structural that is drawn in Revit as well, you can overlay them and see where clashes are. So there's clash detections there, instead of, just trying to figure out what will go wrong when you're out there building it. Revit helps. This is why it's a little bit more favored over AutoCAD.
Thank you so much po. Your thoughts and design and innovation were very inspiring. So next naman po is we'll discuss about professional growth and skills development good for architects who aspire to work globally. So what skills or competencies are essential for Filipino architects who aspire to work internationally?
You don't need anything special. Uh, like, I got hired here with my degree in the Philippines. Um, well, learn Revit if you can. There's short courses. But if there's one thing that you can adjust is your mentality. You have to make sure you are confident, because Caucasians are brought up confident. Kahit na mga parents nila, they were always championed by their parents. Growing up, it's normal for them to hear you're amazing. It's normal for them to hear that they're great and they're amazing at doing what they do. And in reality, kapag ganun ang upbringing sa'yo, it boosts your self-confidence. You feel like you believe in yourself a little bit more. And kung ganun ang mga dadatnan mo, and you are someone with a very low self-esteem, and hindi ka sanay na i-praise ang sarili mo or to believe in yourself, then you're gonna have a problem. So it's not an academic adjustment. It's more of mental adjustment. And there's nothing wrong with, you championing yourself, and there's nothing wrong with believing in yourself a little bit more. You need that, but you need it more for when you go abroad, because you're in a different country, you're in a foreign land, there's some insecurities there, but if every single day you just practice believing in yourself a little bit more, you'll be okay.
For the next question po, what adjustments, like technical, cultural, or professional, did you personally have to make when working internationally?
Sa technical, it's more of the details. Kasi now I'm designing for winter, and the building standards, Alberta, and also, that's not much. There's not much adjustments. Like I said, it's just you believing in yourself, and you can make it anywhere you go. And these things that I'm mentioning, you can learn them anywhere. You can actually get a book and learn how to detail for North American buildings. And, you know, uh, the building codes are available online too. So it's not much of an adjustment. It's just mental adjustment and your self confidence. That's all.
So, how important is continuous professional development in global practice?
Must. Um, things change. Parang feeling ko things change every year. Like even the building codes here, they update them every 5 years, and they actually ask us registered architects to join seminars to talk about what changed on the building code. It's with the AI and that happening, how can you not continue learning? And plus, being an architect, technology change, I feel like we all need to include that in our yearly focus to invest in ourselves and learn more about our craft and what else we can do to improve. And sometimes, you know what, it's not always learning about architecture, it's also learning about something else. Like maybe you want to improve something about yourself. Ang smart mo nga, and but then the problem is you have low self-confidence. Maybe that's something that you can work on. There's only much you can do kapag matalino ka, pero kapag mababang self-confidence mo, it's not gonna benefit you as much.
Thank you for your sharing those valuable professional insight. For the next sections, we'll focus on the opportunities and challenges for Filipino architects. What are the advantage do Filipino architects have in a global architectural industry?
We are hardworking. And we are very adaptable. Filipinos are very friendly too and very creative. And not only that, ang isang napaka-importanting meron tayong mga Pinoy is being resourceful. If we want something, we can have it. We just have to know that we need to work for it. Sometimes it's not even available to anyone. We are very resourceful na yung ibang lahi, wala silang mahanap pero tayo meron. Meron at meron. Many are skilled working under pressure too, Filipinos. And also, we have a very strong work ethic. Napakasipag natin. And the ability to adapt dahil napaka-friendly natin. Usually they say, oh, Filipinos are very friendly. We like working with them. So we have we have so much advantages that we can offer. On top of that, we have very good education as well. Just improve on again, I keep beating, saying this, self-confidence. Man, we need to work on that.
Thank you po, architect. It is encouraging to hear that the strength of the Filipino architects bring to the global industry. But what are the common misconceptions or barrier to the Filipino architects face internationally?
Some international professionals underestimate the capability of a Filipino or to be unfamiliar with the quality of architectural education and experience that we have in the Philippines. Hindi nila alam, we work so hard. Like we have more than enough hours um, to become registered architects here. Uh, and I think that's also mainly because when they see Filipinos, medyo mahiyain. Like, I feel nung generation ko, they value pagiging mahiyain na, oh, pag mahiyain ka, it's a good quality. No, it's not. Because when other nations see you, you're mahiyain, they think you can't handle anything. They think na mahina ang loob mo, you can't handle meetings because you're mahiyain, you know? So if you evoke self-confidence, they'll see that in you. So although really that's a reality, they see Filipinos, they sometimes underestimate Filipinos, but that's also the energy that most Filipinos evoke. So, and another barrier can be the licensing. Kung hindi ka masipag, it's available, it's there. Pwedeng-pwede siyang makuha, but kung hindi ka masipag, you can't have it. It might require, you know, uh, additional time on your hands and coordinating and some funding to make it happen. So I think those are the only two challenges that most Filipinos face internationally. Some of them, akala nila ang hirap-hirap kasi they don't want to put the effort anymore. They just don't do it. They're happy becoming designers only, not registered. So, by the way, you can be a designer here, technically an architectural designer, and there's registered architects. So, and there's technical architects. So some of them, some Filipinos are happy being designers. They don't even want to bother become registered. It's because the extra steps that they have to do.
That was a meaningful discussion about Filipino architects in the global practice. Next, we will move our ethical responsibility and sustainability architectural practice. What ethical consideration arise when you're working different culture and regulatory environment?
What ethical considerations arise when working in different cultural? Architects must respect local laws, cultural values, the professional standards, and the professional code while ensuring public safety and integrity. Um, Ethical practice also involves honesty, You need to be accountable for the things that you do. This is why you have to make sure there's no conflict of interest. Like I mentioned before, like, if you're an architect, you shouldn't be the one selling the materials to. You shouldn't own the company that builds these structures as well. And the environmental responsibility, and designing spaces that positively impact communities. And I feel we should always embrace our roots, and to value the history of Philippines or wherever you're working. Right. Yeah, because it is possible. Owning a firm, being a Filipino, I know two Filipinos who own their firms. So really, it is possible. Kailangan lang ng lakas ng loob and self-confidence. What advice would I give to students who aspire to work in international firms? Be open to continuous learning. Kasi kapag punta mo dito, iba yung mga codes, iba yung work ethics, iba yung professional ethics as well. And you have to learn new technologies like, like BIM, Revit. Learn how to use AI as well, because that's the future. That's what's upcoming. Um, it will never replace architects. I can assure you that. And most importantly, you need to remain resilient and adaptable. Kasi international practice can be challenging, but very rewarding. Once nasanay ka nang nagwo-work dito, parang you feel like you can't work in the Philippines anymore because the rules are different. How can you? And hearing stories from my friends, um, it's not easy these days. Modular modular construction is happening really quick for schools, especially. We're looking more into modulars right now. Also, climate responsive design, because people are more focusing on sustainability, and focusing on collaboration online. Uh, Everyone goes online now. The meetings go online. Even site visits are online now. I've seen some of the engineers that I hire. They hold the phone and they are talking to someone else on the other side of the phone. They're just showing them the site, just because the other person is injured. They can't come to site, so they send someone else. And I did mention AI earlier. It can make your life easier. If you're trying to review something, you just have to be cognizant about using it too much. Na it'll make you feel tamad or irresponsible sometimes. You have to make sure, if you run AI, you have to make sure you read what AI spits out, and you have to make sure it doesn't look like it came from AI, because it's your credibility as well. You will be known as the person who uses AI for everything. Make sure you read it, you proofread it, and if it makes it your life easier, go ahead. But if you're relying on it solely just because you're lazy, I do not recommend it. So what happens if AI, if you don't have internet, then you become paralyzed and not able to work. Wow, we're gaining very much recognition. I remember when I started working in Canada, I do not know anyone registered um sa dito. Like I've met a lot. They're architects, and I would ask them, "Why are you working on the engineering industry? How come you didn't register?" And they always say, "Oh, it's mahirap. Oh, it's because I don't have time. Oh, naku, ang dami daw ng questions na kailangan mong sagutin." But then, as years go by, I feel like Filipinos are pushing more. I've known quite a few na na-register, nakasabay ko, and two of them have their own firms now. So really, it's possible. I think it's even more possible here in Canada than in, say, UAE. I haven't heard of a Filipino who owns their own firm there. If there are, let me know. But in here, I've known two, and I've met one from TikTok, and one is my personal friend as well. And I feel like we're getting recognized for the talent that we have. We just need to own it. Sometimes they will disregard you not because they're racist. Remove that. If kung racism, like, if you have the victim mentality, you can't make it. People will treat you the way you view yourself. If you view yourself as an amazing, talented architect, then that's how they see you. And I think Filipinos are doing more of that now, and it makes me happy. Kasi there's a lot of engineers reaching out to me too, asking, how they can do this. Step up, get more done. Get your license done. It's refreshing to see, and I appreciate that very much. We're growing in numbers, and I hope to see more Filipinos become architects here in Canada. It'll be great. It'll be great. It's growing. It's not there yet. I would like to see more.
So thank you so much po, architect. So before we end this interview
Uh-huh.
po, we would like to sincerely thank you for sharing your time, experiences, and insights with us. We truly learned a lot from your discussion, especially regarding international architectural practice and the profession. So as a small token of our appreciation, we would like to present this certificate in recognition of your
Uh-huh.
valuable contribution to our study and to our learning as architecture students. Thank you so much po, Architect Cerezo.
You guys, this is so nice. I've never
Thank
received
you for
one of
architect. Your
these.
knowledge and about the international architectural practice as professional growth and multi-collaboration has given a deeper understanding of a field of architecture. Thank you for architect.
No problem. Anytime, guys. Yes. Yeah. Follow me on LinkedIn. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message. That'll be great. And I'll talk to you soon. I would like to hear from you guys. Pag nag-graduate na kayo, I'll be so proud to see you graduate. I'm very happy. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Okay. Bye. Bye.